Before America was a country, it was 13 British colonies, quietly paying taxes to a king 3,000 miles away. But in just 8 years, those colonies would rise in bloody rebellion, fighting a war against the greatest empire on earth. This is the story of how a ragtag group of farmers, blacksmiths, and thinkers became a free nation. This is the American Revolutionary War. It didn't start with guns. It started with taxes. The Stamp Act of 1765, the Townshend Acts, the Tea Act. One by one, Britain's taxes enraged the colonists, who shouted, "No taxation without representation." The Boston Massacre in 1770 only fueled the fire. And in 1773, patriots dumped 342 chests of tea into Boston Harbor. The British response? Crackdown. Troops on the streets, rights stripped away. The colonies were ready to explode. In April 1775, British troops marched to seize colonial weapons at Concord, Massachusetts. But the patriots were ready. At Lexington, the shot heard round the world was fired. No one knows who shot first, but history had been set ablaze. Colonial militias clashed with redcoats and drove them back to Boston. It was official. The American Revolution had begun. After Lexington and Concord, war spread fast. George Washington was appointed commander of the Continental Army. But the real revolution wasn't just on the battlefield. It was in the minds. Thomas Paine's pamphlet, Common Sense, electrified the colonies. Then, on July 4, 1776, came the boldest act of all, the Declaration of Independence, signed by brave men who knew it was treason or liberty. The early war was brutal. The British captured New York City in a crushing defeat. Washington's army barely escaped. Winter came. At Valley Forge, his soldiers froze and starved. Thousands deserted. Morale was shattered. But Washington refused to give up. A surprise attack at Trenton on Christmas night gave the colonies hope again. And with France entering the war in 1778, everything began to change. In 1777, the Patriots scored a massive win at the Battle of Saratoga, capturing an entire British army. It shocked the world. France, long rivals of Britain, officially joined the war on the American side. Soon, Spain and the Dutch Republic followed. What began as rebellion had become a global war. Britain shifted strategy, invading the South, hoping to rally loyalists. They captured Savannah and Charleston, but ran into fierce resistance. American guerrilla fighters like Francis Marion, the Swamp Fox, used hit-and-run tactics to wear down the British. The tide was turning. General Nathanael Greene outmaneuvered Cornwallis in battle after battle. The British army was pushed north toward a trap. In October 1781, British General Cornwallis was surrounded at Yorktown, Virginia. Washington attacked from land while the French Navy blocked escape by sea. After weeks of bombardment, Cornwallis surrendered. It was the end of the war in all but name. 2 years later, in 1783, the Treaty of Paris officially recognized the United States of America. The revolution had succeeded. The American Revolution was not just a war for land, it was a war for ideas. That people could govern themselves, that kings could fall, that freedom was worth bleeding for. It sparked revolutions in France, Haiti, and Latin America, and though the United States was far from perfect, its birth shook the world. From rebellion to nationhood, this is how America was born.